Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. Azimio is currently meeting its leaders at Manzoni in Machakos County in preparation for tomorrow's Machakos political rally. And one person who found it very hard today is Lang'ata Member of Parliament Jalang'o. Jalang'o was literally chased away from the meeting. And from his own words, Jalang'o made it very clear that even before Raila Odinga arrived for the meeting, some youths had attempted to block him, Jalang'o, from the meeting. But all in all, he was allowed in. Upon Raila Odinga arriving for the meeting, Raila's close aides asked him to leave, asked Jalang'o to leave. So it appears that Raila himself might have sanctioned Jalang'o's removal. And that seems to be a change in strategy by Raila Odinga, because previously, Raila has always been very patient with some of these ODM rebels. But from today's events, that patience seems to be running out. It's either you are with Raila Odinga or not. No time to waste. In this video, I want us to dissect all that to understand what it means politically. Before doing that, if you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. It's very clear Raila Odinga is changing strategy. And the reason is very simple. All along, Raila has been very patient with these rebels, but in the end, these rebels always ends up sabotaging his presidential bid and his political ambition. They cheat him that they're with him, but they are spying on behalf of his political rivals. And that can be so because somebody like Tom Ojienda was even part of Raila's legal team at the Supreme Court. Somebody who was representing Raila Odinga. And now that this senator also joined William Ruto at State House, you can see clearly that all along he might have been a spy. And in one way or the other, he might have also contributed to sabotaging Raila's petition at the Supreme Court. So he was just with Raila Odinga to win Kisumu senatorial seat. He never cared about Raila Odinga or Raila Odinga's political plans. So I'm seeing Raila Odinga who has now decided that it's either you are with me or not. No time to waste. We are not going to give you time to sabotage us from within. And that can only mean that in the coming days, we might see Raila Odinga moving with speed to make sure that ODM rebels, especially the ones who are at State House, are severely punished. And that means ODM as a party is going to cut links with them with immediate effect. And that's a very bright move on the part of Raila Odinga. And for those following us here, I indicated in our earlier video that the worst blunder Raila can make is to embrace the leaders we saw at State House. Those are leaders who have openly defied Raila Odinga, and they have openly helped William Ruto in actually slowing down Raila's political rise, because Raila Odinga was actually cornering William Ruto. So William Ruto had to pull that surprise to slow down Raila's popularity. So Raila should and must not embrace any of the leaders we saw at State House. Raila, I believe, is changing strategy. He does not have time to waste entertaining leaders who can end up being spies or saboteurs. And also the mere fact that Jalang'o was allowed in the meeting, and it took the intervention of Raila's close aides to tell him to leave. I'm seeing that as a warning to Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga should actually do a thorough cleaning of his house, ODM house, and even Azimio house. Before Raila Odinga arrived, there were attempts to block Jalang'o from the meeting. And then we saw at the end of it, Jalang'o was allowed in, and now Raila's close aides had to ask him to leave. I'm seeing that as a warning in that it might be possible that ODM and Azimio is full of spies and people out to sabotage Raila Odinga. They are not actually helping Raila Odinga to achieve his political objective. Because personally, I expected that Jalang'o from the start ought not even to have been allowed into that meeting. Because it's clear he's supporting William Ruto. It's clear he took a very divergent opinion to that of Raila Odinga and to that of Azimio. So by allowing Jalang'o to that meeting was giving him a perfect opportunity to spy on what Azimio was planning of doing, which he could just share with Raila's political rivals, in this case William Ruto and his team. So the mere fact that he was allowed in the meeting, that alone, in my honest opinion, proves that Raila Odinga should do thorough cleaning of ODM. Even if he will remain with one or two people who are loyal to him, so be it. Because I believe it's better to have a few people who are dedicated to the cause than having a very big team that is not dedicated. A big team that are just pulling you down. And also this should also go even to Wiper and to Jubilee. Because I know there are so many spies who might still be left in Jubilee who are still being entertained in Azimio. Same to Wiper. Let these leaders go. Even if Kalonzo Musyoka will remain alone in Wiper, so be it. Let those old greedy leaders go. Let them join government side. Even if Raila Odinga will remain himself in ODM, so be it. Let all these greedy leaders and tumbocrats go. Because their continued staying in Azimio is just thwarting Azimio's progress. Because now, Azimio has actually been gaining traction. And then from nowhere, we are seeing some leaders who are also pretending to be part of Azimio. We are seeing them at State House. I personally believe enough is enough. Raila Odinga and the Azimio Brigade should actually do thorough cleaning in Azimio. Let them weed out all the spies and all the, how can I put it, lukewarm leaders. Our wanaonyesha 50-50 kind of tendencies. Let Raila and his team remove all of them so that they can be a lean team, a team of dedicated individuals. Because if it's a lean team but dedicated, their message can be more powerful than a big team that is not dedicated. And also from today's events, I'm seeing a Raila Odinga who is actually raring to go. And he does not want to be stopped by anybody or anything. I'm seeing a Raila Odinga who knows the journey. He is going to walk ahead. He has actually looked at the bigger picture. Raila knows that for him to achieve what he wants to do, then he needs loyal lieutenants. That can also be the reason why he's getting impatient with some of these 50-50 leaders. I'm seeing a Raila Odinga who knows exactly the work ahead. He knows that he cannot achieve that with the leaders who are not yet decided. That can also be informing why he's changing his strategy. As I finish, or as I conclude, Jalang'o's, what happened to Jalang'o, in my honest opinion, confirms beyond any reasonable doubt again that William Ruto is actually out to make sure there is no opposition in Kenya. And just as I've been saying in my previous videos, Raila and his team should actually preempt William Ruto's moves before they happen. And maybe in tomorrow's rally and in their next rallies, Raila should create a feeling or an impression that Ruto has bought all their leaders, all their elected leaders. So that when we start seeing those leaders at State House, then that cannot be a surprise to Raila supporters, because after all, Raila had told them about that. So the impact will be minimal. They'll be seen as sellouts, so that Raila and his team can build from scratch as they move ahead. Yes, it's good to be seen, to be building from scratch, than being seen you are up here, and then at a time you are rising, then a big blow. A good number of your team joins the other side. That can actually slow the rising popularity. So Raila, in his rallies tomorrow and in the next rallies, he should create an impression that Ruto has already bought all their elected leaders. So they are starting from scratch. Let them build it from there going forward. Let me stop it there. If you want to support us here, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number, or feel free to channel your support to the number. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.